Above and Beyond, the real estate show. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Above and Beyond Real Estate Show. My name is Ralph Ciancio, broker of record of RE/MAX Hallmark Ciancio Group, and I'm joined by some very impressive guests today. We have, of course, the amazing and insightful Colin Noble.
Hey.
And we also have Tom
Vasilovsky.
We're going to call him Tommy V. Is that
Tommy V?
Vasilovsky?
There we go.
You know what? And, Tom's the owner here of the Unionville Arms, located right here on Main Street, Unionville. And listen, if you don't know, now you officially know. Main Street Unionville has a rich history of great times held by a lot of people, and I know a lot of them took place right here at the Unionville Arms.
One of your guys has a nice plate here.
Oh, here we go.
Bring it here.
Look at that! Look at this.
Today is
that's all right.
That
was fast.
Is
wow,
our meatloaf.
That's amazing.
Meatloaf. You can see right here.
That's a sizable portion.
The Unionville Arms has been in business since 1989. So my brother Paul and I are the owners, and we started in Unionville in 1984. So we had a little greasy spoon downtown, like a little truck stop, which was unbelievable. We used to lease from Nob Hill Farms. And
wow.
It was a great spot. It was a family business. My dad, my brother, and I, and then my sister and my mom helped out. It was salt of the earth down there, right?
Of course.
So, we were just kind of young guys hanging around saying, where are we going in our life? So we picked up a couple of newspapers, a Star and a Globe, and kind of went through the want ads, or classified, and we saw a restaurant for sale in Unionville.
Wow.
And I remember I played hockey up here back when I was like 15, 16 years old, once or twice. And I thought, it's a nice little town. So we came up, and we ended up buying Unionville House restaurant right next door. And we ran that till 1990. And in the meantime, in 89, this place was called Calathumpians, and it closed down.
It's
Calathumpians.
Calathumpians.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what it means, but it was the only pub around. I think Brody's was on Highway 7. That was there then. Yeah. Anyways, it was just kind of a rat hole, and we came in here and gutted it and brought it back to life, and we called it Unionville Arms Pub and Grill. The arms is my family coat of arms. My dad, he wanted to research our family name, and that was what came up, was that coat of arms. So we replicated that.
Very cool.
As our logo.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing.
So he was a big part of our business, but one of the best human beings you ever want to meet. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But he was a big part of our business and our philosophy in business. And philosophy for us was about giving our customers the best service, the best quality food for the best price. We can do that. Yeah. And, the restaurant business is not the food business. I call it hospitality because, when you come into my home, we welcome you with open arms and we feed you and give you drinks till the cows come home. And it's the same as our business. We want to make everybody feel welcome and comfortable. Yeah. And, the only difference is you got to pay for your food instead of coming to my house for free. Yeah. So that's
I don't think they're necessarily only paying for food. They're paying for the overall experience.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I've been coming here for years. I've been here for years with my family. I've been here for years with my hockey team or my soccer team. Yeah. And now with my work team as well. And what's great is you always feel like you're at home.
Well, I'm glad you felt that way.
It looks like a home. Like I feel like I'm in my dining room.
Yeah.
And, everyone's always smiling. So that's, one of the things that I've always loved.
Well, it's kind of like the cheers of Unionville.
That's exactly what it is. The cheers of Unionville.
Yeah.
And what's really cool, I didn't know the backstory of the actual arms was your family coat of arms.
Yeah.
But I rarely ever call it the Unionville Arms. I just call it the Arms.
The Arms,
And it's so cool how an experience can turn into a brand. There's so many people that spend money and effort branding something to mean something, but it's really, the brand belongs in the heart of the consumer. Yeah. And it's the story. So where do you want to go Friday? The Arms? Yeah, let's go to the Arms. Yeah. I don't have to say where it is.
When both Paul and I are here, you can call it the Brothers in Arms.
The Brothers in Arms,
yeah. That's exactly it.
Yeah. So, it's been a long haul. The average lifespan of a restaurant's like probably 3 to 5 years. Yeah. We've been here 34 years so far. On the street since 84.
Yeah.
So
still thriving. Still
thriving. We're getting older, but
this place is rocking.
I love what I do. Yeah. Right? I love the people. I love my staff. It's just a great experience. I enjoy getting up and coming to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We love it too. We're obviously right across the street.
Yeah.
And
you
I
guys
know
are great neighbors, by the way.
the last few years where we couldn't actually come into the restaurant to eat, we were still here doing takeaway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I mean, how was that experience over the last few years of not
pivoting,
allowing your customers come
Well,
in?
you know what? Having guys like your companies and all the local neighborhood and community support has been really overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
We've been, like I said, we've been here for a long time. So, the regulars kept us going.
Right.
So I was able to keep all my kitchen staff on the payroll.
Good for you.
Keep
That's
them
amazing.
going.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys have families and
families,
mortgages, so you want to keep them. And they're the heart of my business.
Right.
The kitchen is really the heart of the business. But
Yeah.
anyway, they were all working away, and we did a lot of charitable stuff too. We did some stuff for the hospitals and the seniors' homes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and with support of locals, they were getting sponsors to sponsor lunches and dinners.
Amazing.
Right.
So we were preparing like 1,000 meals.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was,
Yeah.
I mean, that kept
Yeah.
us going.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
it was excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
amazing. And
Community support was huge.
for sure.
When you give back to the community, it doesn't go unnoticed. They
sure.
they see that, so they give back as well. So
sure.
it's goes hand in hand.
Well, I mean, community starts at home, and I think the fact that you treat your staff so well, at a time when many people were laying off their staff or trying to figure out how could they, still maintain a profit while, keeping business open,
Yeah.
they were just shedding staff. And for you to say, I'm going to take care of my own first,
Yeah.
and that's your reflection inside the building, but within the community, we all see you in the same way.
Yeah.
Take care of the community first, and when times get tough,
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to have a community to support you as
well
well.
said.
And-
And it's true. I mean, you really have to. It's a personal thing. It's like family here, right?
Mhm.
So these guys, they mean a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's emotional because it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
emotional because it comes from the heart.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then what? You're a pillar within the community. I can tell
Thanks.
you from the outside. Anytime we mention your name or mention the restaurant, I mean everyone knows
Yeah.
exactly who you are and what you represent.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know what? It's the food is a big part of our business, of course, and we take pride in everything. Everything's homemade. From soups to specials, everything is homemade.
We're gonna dig in. Yeah, we're gonna dig in. Amazing.
And I want to ask, I mean, I know you're a visionary. Obviously, you were here from, the late 80s, and you could kind of foresee where Main Street Unionville was heading.
Yeah.
Where do you see kind of the 2.0 of Main Street Unionville? Where are we heading? Not just only Main Street Unionville. I found that every town has a Main Street, and they're all going through the same kind of revitalization.
Yeah.
I have noticed personally that now that we are free to go and be, dining with family and friends, there's kind of this resurgence. Now that people are working at home, I've noticed retail has ticked up because people are at home all day long. They want to go to the store to buy something because when they were at work all day long, they bought online because it was convenient. Now they need to actually physically be somewhere
get
to
out,
do something.
absolutely.
So do you see something? What's the future? What's the 2.0 of Main Street Unionville?
Well, I mean, we've seen the big decline over the past few years, and we've been fortunate, but still, I got to say, with streets like Main Street and other main streets around Ontario and Canada, the government has really got to step up. I mean, when you see real estate ads in Unionville, most of them say walk to beautiful Main Street. Main Street, everything's
We
about,
do, yeah.
shops on Main Street. Everything's about Main Street. But as an owner and as a business owner as well, the taxes are huge. Our property taxes, and people that rent for retail, it's hard for them to keep up if they have, taxes are deferred to the tenant. So it's tough for these people to make ends meet. And, we need some more development, I think. Keeping the history, of course. The history is what it's all about. I remember in 1984, 85, walking out on the sidewalk and thinking to myself, if I ever won a lottery, I would keep everything exactly the way it was. And there was a lot of antique stores, little mom and pop shops, which were the backbone of Main Street. Now, unless you're, a big franchise or whatever,
Yeah.
it's hard to make ends meet.
You're right. It's hard
So-
hard for entrepreneurs right now.
Yeah, we need a little bit more help from the provincial and regional governments, and
I agree that we need help, and I understand that some element comes from the government, certainly.
Yeah.
But I also think that people that are watching this right now, I think the people that we know, we need to shop more local.
For sure.
I think that, I get frustrated where everyone has the comment of, oh, yeah, I'd love to see a revitalized enter street name here, but where do you buy your groceries? Where do you have your dinner? Where do you buy your clothes? Where do you get your stuff fixed?
Yeah.
And if it's all done in a box at Canada Post that goes overseas, well, we're not supporting local.
Yeah,
And you know what? To your point, since the late 80s, you've been taking care of the community.
Yeah.
I think it's time that the community steps in and takes care of you
Yeah.
as a kind of a figurehead, but really start taking care of the main street,
And
the
they have
local
been, yeah.
businesses.
And they have
we want to
been,
see
and,
more.
and I
right?
see that. It is. It's definitely changing. The area is changing, and we're getting new Canadians in, and they are supporting. They're walking the streets. I mean, with our BIA, there was always the talk about just streetwalkers and ice cream cones and stuff. But I do see a lot of people, especially on a beautiful day like today, walking around and shopping. If they're not just window shopping, but they're actually buying and supporting the local shop owners, which is big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because, now that our office is located here and I see weddings taking place all the time, I'm reminded I took my wedding photos right here across the street when it used to be the Second Cup.
Yeah.
Maria and I went inside and we got a Frappuccino, and we had this amazing photos of us, sharing iced coffee from, the cameraman was outside. So I remember walking around, like where the fire hall is, like I'm leaning against a red brick wall in my family room. That was taken there.
Yeah.
So, it just goes to speak to how beautiful the community is and how picturesque it is. But,
it is.
That being said, we appreciate your time. I know it's a lunch rush.
Yeah, no problem.
And, if anybody wants to come out and see you in person, taste your amazing food, how can they get in touch with you? How can they come by?
Well, you know what? You give us a call at 905-470-8831.
Yeah.
If you wanted to book a table or just walk in,
Everybody is more than welcome, and we've got a nice variety of, beers on tap.
Yep.
We've got 16 different beers. We've got great cocktails.
You have beautiful patios as well.
Yeah, we
Yep.
got 2 patios, and
and there's always specials. There's always specials
yeah,
here.
The specials are great.
The special board's
absolutely.
Well,
great.
you know what? I would say that, this time of the year, it's October. Usually we're not lucky enough to have playoff baseball.
Yeah.
It's going to be going on this
gonna be going
October.
on,
I'm sure
yeah.
the games are going to be playing. Cool, crisp
100%,
night.
yeah, we'll have the volume turned up. We've got the English Premier Soccer,
Amazing.
Yeah.
which on DAZN TV,
Yeah.
and so we've got a few different packages set up for soccer. And
Amazing.
Definitely baseball will be on, and we're huge supporters
Yeah.
of our Toronto teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Well,
Well,
thank you so
you.
much, Tom. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Tom.
your time.
Yeah,
And
that's
listen,
fantastic.
For anyone
Thank
watching
you.
at home, definitely come out check out the Arms, the Vasilevsky Arms, the Unionville Arms here on Main Street, Unionville. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us. We'll get you in touch with this great establishment.
Thank you.
All right, now we are back. We had an excellent discussion with Tom, the owner of the Unionville Arms, and I don't know, what did you think? Any
Such an
takeaways?
interesting guy, eh? And like from his emotion, he's just like such a community guy. He's super passionate about what he does.
Yeah.
And just all around really
Yeah.
great guy.
Yeah.
I bet you he has tons of stories, eh? Like
Tons.
crazy.
I think that
crazy.
he's smart enough to shut them off
Yeah.
when we're on camera.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, to me, that some of the themes that I got out of that was this was really a story of community, really a story of service. When he said, I want people that come into my restaurant to feel like they're at home.
Totally.
I think that's, most people in the hospitality industry
Yeah.
probably start off with that as an anchor, as a reason to exist.
Yeah.
Most people lose that when the hard times of running a tough
Totally.
business.
And a lot of them are about turning tables, right? So they're, get a group in, have them in for an hour,
Yeah.
and flip the table to get another
Yeah.
customer in.
Well,
right?
in
So
our
he-
business, it's the same, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of agents that are looking for sales
Absolutely.
volume.
Yeah.
I cringe when I drive by a sign that says #1 in sales volume.
Yeah.
And that's never been our goal. We
Yeah.
don't want to be the #1 in sales volume. We want to be the #1 in sales quality.
Exactly.
Right? Because
Exactly.
it's such
Yeah.
an intimate process.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I was, going through the process, I know I would want to be served or helped or guided by somebody who's really looking for the overall experience, not just like deal number 256 for the year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Anyway, great chat. But we're here. It's beginning of October.
Yeah.
Market stats just came out, and there's been a lot of conversation about what's the market doing, where are we at, and I know people have heard so many different, opinions about where we are with the market. But the data has been released.
Yeah.
Here we are, beginning of October. September results are out.
For sure.
So let's kind of break down.
Anybody at home that's wondering what we're talking about, Toronto Real Estate Board releases Market Watch monthly. You can Google Toronto Real Estate Board Market Watch. You get the full report. You get the full breakdown of the stats and the data. And, if you're looking for just numbers, but if you're looking for context, that's what we're going to provide for you here today. I've said it for years, is that really a realtor's job is to provide context to the data, not necessarily just regurgitating numbers.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, for sure. And just a little disclaimer: we are still at the Arms, so if you do hear any conversations or glasses clinking,
that
we
means people are
apologize.
happy.
But
that means people are
it's a
loving
busy
it.
place. It's a busy spot. But anyway, here we go. So September sales volume year over year down quite a bit. I'd say 44% is year over year comparison to September 2021. Albeit the comparison is kind of where we were pretty high volume, right? So like record numbers.
Well, here's the thing to keep in mind when you're looking at the data of this past September versus the year previous. Keep in mind that we were essentially all in a lockdown mode during the tail end of the spring, right up to the beginning of the summer, and then we were all kind of released back into public life. So I see the numbers in September almost like a kinked garden hose, where there's this buildup of pressure. As soon as you release the kink, the hose overflows, and then it kind of normalizes. Right. And I would say that probably September of last year was a very, very active time, not for any other reason, but deferred demand. A lot of people that wanted to buy homes in January, February, March, April of last year couldn't. Right. The spring market was deferred into the fall. Right. And so again, it's not that there was a recreation of demand. It was just took a little longer for it to come out. And now we're seeing that as a benchmark, which makes the numbers look really bad. For sure. You say huge drop, 44% drop in sales. Ooh, scary. But if we compare it to any other September, typically we'd baseline at about 7,000 transactions in a month. We're at 6,000. Not a massive drop. It is lower, but it's not.
It is lower. Drastic. It is lower. And I think the stat that stood out to me this month was new listings. So new listings in this September, so September 2022, were the lowest number since September I'm comparing to September, since 2002. Yeah. So 20 years ago, we're now at an all-time low of new listings. Yeah. So what does that mean? I mean, inventory's tight. Yeah. For sure it's tight, right? We see that in new listings down 16.7% compared to last year. Yeah. Another stat I want to talk about is active listings. So what does that mean? What are active listings? Active listings are up huge compared to last year, 47%. And I think that's testament to things staying on the market for longer.
For sure. And I think what we're seeing here is, on the ground level, we feel that homes that are priced correctly, homes that are presented well, are still selling very, very well. Yeah. Our last few transactions, our last few sales have all been in a competitive offer mode. For sure. With 2 to 12 offers. Yeah. There was a property we were trying to put an offer in last night, had 24 offers on it. 24
crazy,
offers.
Eh?
Yeah. So, again, that one was drastically underpriced, but still it shows us that there's 23, 24, 25 ready buyers. Yeah. So I think that active inventory is going to get snapped up.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
and we did notice as well a differentiation in demand for properties that had a rentability. Rents are huge. Rents have gone up in an enormous, like a hockey stick growth. Yep. And so now the investor is back. Investors are now looking at properties where they can possibly generate a positive cash flow or cash flow neutral at the current interest rates. Because remember, you're going to tie in a tenant. You'll own a property for 5 or 10 years. You may be at 5 or 6% interest rate right now, but that's not going to be the reality over the next few years. For sure. Right? It's going to come back down, and you'll be in positive cash flow.
For sure. And I know a lot of people, the main data point they look at is price. So what are we seeing with prices? Prices compared to last year have gone down. not significantly from September to September, 4% compared to last September, month over month. So compared to August this year, prices are actually increased. But I mean, since the peak, prices have come down, but that's what was expected, right? With interest rates.
The analogy that I think of is kind of like a race car driver comparing, their speed currently to the top speed on the track.
Right.
So yes, we're lower than the top speed on the track. Prices are lower now than their peaks.
Yep.
But they're faster than they were a minute ago.
Right.
So last month.
Right.
So we're actually on the acceleration side of prices.
Right.
Which means that, yes, buyers had stepped back because interest rates had come up. Sellers maybe were selling at a lower price out of a little bit more pessimistic view of the future.
Mm-hmm.
But we're heading back in towards a climate out there where prices are rising. We're going to be watching that number carefully, because if next month we see prices rise again, if by November they're rising again, well, that means to me is proof of concept that we've had the kind of plateau effect of where the market was at. I should say the valley.
Yep.
And we're only going to be heading, to a stronger market in the spring.
Right. Yeah, awesome stuff. But if you guys want to know some more about your specific area, reach out to us. We can certainly break those numbers down for you and help sort of provide context as to what's happening in your market.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
And I think as we kind of head towards wrapping up, I'm not sure how are we on timing here. That's probably wrapping up.
We're good. Producer says we're good. So,
keep going?
when Ralph was just talking about that, I want to hear. We like to. I've now abbreviated the term RA for a Ralph analogy. So for every story or everything we speak about, I think Ralph always has an analogy.
I have an analogy.
I like the race car one though. I haven't
you.
heard that one.
I just came up with it, to be honest with you. And you know what? It's like my wife thinks that I come across as condescending if I'm breaking something down, and I by no means do I ever mean to insult.
I think it's great to like.
It's just the way my brain works, and it's like that's how I understand things.
Yep.
And so that's just the words that I use to express what I'm thinking.
For sure.
It's only my own way of solving problems.
Yep.
But I find that when you put a parallel, it kind of conceptualizes these abstract thoughts, these weirdo charts and graphs.
Yeah.
If you can kind of put it in something that's concrete,
it's
a lot easier to
for sure,
to
and that
remember.
people can relate to, right? If someone's not a numbers guy or not a data driven person, if you say, oh, it's like driving a race car, it breaks it down.
We're
So
not at the best lap, but we're accelerating for sure.
That's awesome. Another exciting thing that happened this week within our team actually was we surpassed 200 Rank My Agent reviews. Yeah. So a huge milestone for us and a huge pat on the back to everyone on the team.
Oh, for sure. And to our amazing clients as well. 5-star reviews, 200
absolutely.
of them. What's interesting, Colin, about the Rank My Agent review. So anyone watching this, Rank My Agent is an independent company that has verified reviews from real estate transactions. Mm-hmm. So that means that somebody has to have actually transacted on a property in order to qualify for a review. This is verified with the Land Registry of Ontario and the Canadian Real Estate Association. Mm-hmm. How is that different than Google? Mm-hmm. Well, my grandmother can make 800 Google reviews for me if she really wants.
Right.
There's no substance to it.
Yeah.
These are all verified clients, verified properties. That's why we put so much value in them.
For sure.
Listen, a house can sell for 1% more, 1% less. We can do our best to maximize that sale price.
Yep.
But in the end, the market is going to dictate the vast majority. They're going to dictate the range.
Right.
We try to maximize in the range, but the market dictates the range. But what we have full control over is the client experience. Mm-hmm. And, more than 200 5-star reviews ranks us, in the top single digits, for sure top 10. Last year we finished number 4 in the country.
In the country.
In satisfied clients or client satisfaction. Something we definitely pride ourselves on.
For sure, and I don't think we're not bragging here.
No,
I
not at all.
I think it's just like we need to celebrate the wins, and this is a huge win and a win for our clients too, because those that get to work with us get to have that experience.
For
right?
sure.
So
for sure.
It's it's kind of like, has anyone have you heard of Glassdoor?
Yes.
So Glassdoor is, I don't know if it's kind of the same thing, but it's where you can talk about your employer and how's your salary compared to the industry, how's your experience there, it's kind of the same thing. People are honest there. We don't we don't always get perfect scores because people are honest,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
People
and we
want
want that. We want transparency.
Absolutely, yeah.
We want to learn from our opportunities to improve.
Yeah.
But really, I think what people want is transparency. You know, we live in a world right now where, you know, if you're buying something online, first thing you're looking at is how are the reviews.
Totally, right?
I'm on Amazon. I see
reviews.
like 5 different versions of the exact same product, and I'm looking at like how many reviews, or even worse or more significant, I would say, on a trip. You know, I recently went on on a trip end of the summer, and before I booked anything, I went on like I wanted to read the reviews because I don't want my family to be stuck in an experience they hate.
I agree,
You
but
know?
it's I'm a research guy, and if I'm buying a new mattress, I'll read my mattress reviews. If I'm buying a car, so why wouldn't people do that when they're selling their most expensive asset, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, read realtor reviews, find the right realtor for you, reach out. But what else is happening this week, Ralph? Another exciting event, but also another great opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So another great event that we're going to be hosting. We have a partnership with Markham Estates, which is a custom home builder or luxury home builder, I should say, developing 11 unique properties in Markham Village. And what's really cool about that is it's one of the last parcels of land in Markham Village. So, you know, for everyone joining us in their car or at home, Markham Village is a community in Markham. It's in the east side of Markham. It runs between 9th Line all the way to Markham Road, Highway 48, and from Highway 7 all the way up to 16th Avenue. That area is called Markham Village. The area is just adjacent to Main Street Markham, is considered Old Markham Village. And, you know, sometimes we refer to it as the Village. It's the area where I live personally and my family, you know, where I raise my kids. And this site is actually just about 200 meters away from my home. We're really excited to be a part of this development because it's a high quality product and it takes away all the headaches from what most people want, which is, you know, a home that's large enough for their family. This street itself is a private court, so there's some exclusivity to that.
For sure.
Which is, you know, most people really, you know, aspire to have.
Big lots too, right?
Big lots.
Big
yeah,
lots.
50 feet wide by 175 feet deep.
Yep.
You know, definitely pool sized.
Yep.
And you do have Morgan Pool literally across the street. It's an outdoor pool by the city.
Yep.
But what's great about it is you avoid all the red tape, all of the process involved with building your own home. You know, most of the homes that I see in you know, kind of the suburbs take place when somebody buys an old bungalow on a big lot.
Yep.
They hire a contractor to tear it down. They meet with an architect to design it.
Yep.
And then they go through the permit process on
Yep.
their own.
Yep.
And that process, I've done it myself personally. I own a company building custom homes. It's very, very challenging.
It's hard. And it's time consuming, right?
Super
and
time consuming.
It's not always certain, right? There's a lot of unknowns.
Yes, a lot of partnerships. You know,
so-
what you're basically at the mercy of the people in the municipality. In
Right.
this case, here would be the town of Markham.
Right.
Could be the Ratepayers Association. Could be the historic committee.
Could be your neighbors.
Could be your
right?
neighbors.
Could be your neighbors
and-
saying, no, I don't want you to build a footprint that big.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Or I don't like the color of your brick.
Yeah.
And you're saying, well, wait a minute. I'm paying for it.
Yeah,
Why should you
exactly.
have a say in the color of my brick?
Exactly.
But that's the rules that we have to engage with.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm super excited. We were there. Ralph and I were there when they launched maybe a month ago or so now.
Yeah.
But, you know, we met with the architect, Michael London. We walked through
Yeah.
all the floor plans and everything, and
Yeah.
spectacular homes, like really gorgeous.
Yeah, what's cool about them, they all have an elevator.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really visionary of them, is the fact that each product has an elevator so that you can, you know, you could have multi-generational families, which we're
Right.
seeing a huge trend of, right? We're
Yeah.
seeing a lot of
For
multi-generational families.
For sure. But anyway, if you're interested in more details or want some floor plans,
Yeah, we actually
pricing,
we have exclusive deal with them, so our clients actually get $10,000 in incentive in addition to the great incentives they already have, which
Yep.
include, you know, Wolf and
appliances,
Sub-Zero
Sub-Zero,
appliances and a few other extras that are already, you know, everyone has access to. We have access to another level, greater level of savings. So you know, all you got to do is just reach out to us, and we will we'll get you set up.
Yeah.
with that.
Perfect.
There's no obligation, of course, but a great opportunity for those interested.
Anyway, exciting day.
Yeah.
Great podcast.
Yeah,
great
great
to
day.
speak with Tom.
Yeah.
Excited. Data's out. I love data. I love numbers.
Yeah.
So
well, you know what? I love data. I love numbers. I love the fact that on every episode we're helping people make a little bit better informed decision.
For sure.
That's
Yeah.
really what we're going
For sure.
for here.
For
And,
sure.
and you know what? Just again, as part of our neighborhood spotlight, what we want to do is, you know, as our neighborhood partner here on Main Street, Unionville, we want to offer a $50 gift certificate to anybody who can remember the name of this pub, Unionville Arms, before it was Unionville Arms. What was the name? We mentioned it in the podcast. So just give it a listen. Write it in the comment below, and your name will be entered into a draw for $50 for wings, fish and chips, beer, whatever you choose. It'll be here for you. So hopefully that contest will get people thinking about old names.
Yeah, I might actually comment because I want $50. So
well, we've been here with your wife. She liked it, right?
Yeah.
She had the fish
I've
and
had
chips.
family here, extended family, everything. We love it.
We're gonna bring Olivia here. We'll have some fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned for another episode coming to you soon. We appreciate the love. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Now, if you liked what you saw, check out these other videos and be sure to subscribe. No, really, subscribe. I can wait. I'm in between shoots, so you can go ahead. I didn't hear the ding. I'm going to wait till we hear the ding. See you soon.